Are you spending hours trying to memorize your piano pieces? Stop now, you might be doing more harm than good. In this video, I want to show you why traditional memorization might be holding you back and show you a much more robust and better way to approach learning your pieces. Stick around to the end and I'll share with you a free resource that will help you to practice better and make faster progress. Many piano students believe the ultimate goal is to memorize a piece. But here's the problem. Memorization doesn't always equal mastery. It's not that memorization is bad, I'm not saying that. Many piano players usually perform with memory, especially classical ones. But I certainly don't think it should be the sole focus when you're learning piano. I feel like too many people focus too much attention on memorization and therefore neglect some other very important aspects of piano playing. Have you ever had this experience where you've memorized a piece and when you're playing it, you forget one small little part and suddenly the whole performance unfortunately falls apart?
What's next?
Here's what happens when you rely solely on memorization. You get stuck if you forget a small section. You focus more on remembering the notes rather than expressing the music. And here's the most important one for me, which is you don't develop sight reading and music theory skills. Memorizing is very useful, but it shouldn't be your sole focus. Instead, I want you to focus on understanding the music. What separates great pianists from the average isn't just memorization, it's their deep understanding of the music they play. When you focus on understanding the structure of a piece, you recognize the patterns in the music, such as the scales, the arpeggios, or the chord progressions. Now, I played a whole bunch of notes there. I didn't memorize that part. I've actually spent some time to look at the music theory behind it, look at the patterns behind it. And I've analyzed that this part that I played is just a very simple 6-4-1-5 progression. I've talked about this progression in my other exercise videos. It's a very common chord progression that pop music uses, soundtrack uses. And the great thing about me knowing this in my brain is that if I ever, let's say, make a little blunder, I make a little mistake, I can almost like immediately join back because I know the pattern of it. So let's say, so I don't have the sheet music in front of me. Even if I completely, let's say, forget what the left-hand part is, I can just play the chords. This skill helps me to anticipate what's coming next because I understand how the piece is built. It also helps me to recover very quickly if I make a mistake because I know the overall structure. Let's talk about how to learn piano pieces the right way. Step 1, break down the piece into different manageable sections. Don't try to learn the entire piece in one go. Actually break it down into manageable sections. This helps you to understand how each section fits into the larger picture. Step number 2 is to analyze the patterns. So you want to ask questions like, are there repeated themes? Is there a common chord progression? In this piece I'm playing today for you, Nuovo Bianche, basically the entire piece is based on this chord progression, and this piece is built on different variations of the same chord progressions, but it just kind of like keeps getting denser and denser, busier and busier. It's a brilliant, brilliant piece to play, so I recommend this to you if you want to try this out. Are there scales or arpeggios in the piece that you recognize? If you do, please notate them. By recognizing these patterns, you're not only just memorizing the notes, you're actually building a mental map of the piece in your brain. If you're enjoying this process of thinking about how to practice, I've created a free resource for you called the Essential Piano Roadmap. It's a step-by-step guide for you to show you what to focus on in each step at each stage of your piano learning journey. This will give you a clear roadmap on what kind of skills to focus on rather than wasting time on inefficient methods. So make sure you download it for free in the link below. Step 3, practice hands separately. Work on each hand individually to know how it all works before you put them together. If you don't have time to practice hands separately, I recommend you to spend extra time just on the left hand. I find that a lot of the times, because the right hand is playing the melody, it often is kind of like more memorable even from the muscle memory perspective, but it's actually the left hand that is maybe in our brain a little bit more fuzzy about like what the movements actually are, what the notes are. So focus just on the left hand, and I promise it will be of such great help when you then put it together. Step number 4 is to sight read the piece again, even if you've memorized it. Sight reading pieces isn't just for learning new pieces. You can also do it for pieces you've already memorized. It's a great tool for reinforcing the knowledge that you already have for a current piece. I often find that I really deepen my understanding, I deepen my learning when I reread a piece I've already memorized. I always notice new things, so please try this out. When you focus on understanding your music rather than memorizing it, you become more confident in your playing, you can recover from your mistakes more easily, and you sure as heck develop skills that help you learn more pieces faster. So from the memorization approach, you memorize every note, but you panic if you forget a little section or a little note here and there. In the understanding approach, you know the structure, so you can pick it up from any point in case you ever make a little mistake. So here are some final practical tips for you before we finish. Practice slow and steadily. Take your time to actually go inside and understand the piece, understand the music theory behind stuff. Rushing to memorize will only cause you to kind of like know the piece on a very surface level. It's very fickle and easily forgotten. I want you to ask yourself lots of theory questions when you're practicing. What key am I in? What chord progression is this? Where does this section repeat? Really know these things inside out as if someone was going to interview you about this piece. And lastly, always use the score as a reference. There is never any shame in using sheet music. Even professionals refer to the scores. It's better to understand the piece deeply than to rely on shaky memorization. If you're liking what you're hearing in this video, you want to check out my upcoming course, The Keys to Mastery. I've been working on this for months. This course gives you a step-by-step guide to mastering all the essential skills in piano playing as a self-taught learner. You want to check this out, so make sure you join or check out the course in the description below. Do you prefer to memorize your pieces or play with the sheet music? Please let me know in the comments. Remember to download my Essential Piano Roadmap PDF and join the waitlist for my Keys to Mastery course if you're interested in really taking your piano to the next level. Catch you in the next piano tutorial.